Your phone will die in 3 minutes. The notification popped up, and Karthik glanced at it with a faint smile. This wasn't just any phone. A week ago, after a strange update with no explanation, it had begun showing something impossible. Whenever he looked at someone through the camera, a number appeared above them. At first it seemed like a glitch. Random percentages hovered over strangers. 78%, 42%, 65%. It made no sense until the night he pointed it at his grandfather and saw 3%. He laughed nervously then, trying to ignore the unease creeping into his chest. But that same night, his grandfather passed away. From that moment, everything changed. Karthik became obsessed. Every face turned into a number, every moment into a silent countdown. A bus conductor showed 65%, a tea stall owner 51%, a stranger 89%. It was terrifying, yet strangely addictive. Then one day at a crowded signal, he casually pointed his phone at a young boy laughing beside his mother. 1%. His heart skipped. His thoughts raced. Should he interfere? What if he was wrong? But what if he wasn't? Before he could decide, the signal turned green, and vehicles surged forward. The boy stepped ahead, still laughing, unaware. "Stop!" Karthik shouted instinctively. The mother pulled the child back just in time as a speeding bike shot past them. Silence followed. The boy was safe. When Karthik checked again, the number had changed, 76%. That's when realization struck him hard. The number didn't predict death, it showed chances. From that day Karthik stopped fearing the phone, and started using it. He warned strangers, prevented accidents, and quietly changed outcomes. But in saving others, he slowly lost himself. His life became a series of other people's countdowns, his own moments slipping unnoticed. Days blurred into responsibilities, until one evening, by accident, he flipped the camera. His own face stared back at him. For the first time, his hands hesitated. A strange fear settled in his chest, not of dying, but of knowing. 2%. There was no panic, no shock, only a deep, unsettling clarity. For a brief second, he stood frozen. Then suddenly, he ran. Past people, past traffic, past everything that once distracted him. His heart wasn't afraid, it was urgent. He stopped in front of a small, worn-out house, with faded paint and a half-broken gate. He knocked hard. When the door opened, his mother stood there, confused. Before she could speak, he hugged her tightly. She laughed nervously, asking what was wrong, but he pulled back, looked into her eyes, and said the words he had held back for years. "I'm sorry." She froze. "For what?" she whispered. "For thinking I had time," he replied. Tears filled her eyes as they sat together talking, not about big things, but about small, forgotten moments. For the first time in a long while, Karthik wasn't watching a number, he was simply present. At some point, his phone slipped from his pocket and fell to the ground, the screen lighting up. His mother picked it up, her eyes instinctively drawn to the glowing display. Battery, 0%. Panic gripped her as she looked up at him, but he was still there, calm, smiling, alive. Confused, she turned the phone toward herself. The screen flickered for a second, then changed. Battery, infinity. Her breath caught. She looked at him, searching for answers. Karthik simply smiled, a quiet understanding in his eyes, and said softly, "Time doesn't end, it just changes hands." The screen went black. Moral: we don't realize the value of time when we have it. We realize it when we think we're about to lose it.